Walk into any modern supermarket today, and you are presented with an illusion of choice. You see thousands of colorful boxes, bright logos, and health claims plastered across every aisle. It looks like abundance, it looks like progress, but if you strip away the packaging and look at what is actually inside, you will realize that you are not walking through a food market. You are walking through a chemistry lab disguised as a grocery store. We are the first generation in human history to be overfed and undernourished simultaneously. We are eating more calories than any civilization before us, yet our bodies are starving for actual nutrients. Look at the statistics. Heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and obesity are not just rising, they are exploding. In the 1900s, these diseases were rare anomalies. Today, they are the standard condition of the average citizen. Is it a coincidence that as our food became more advanced, our health collapsed? No, it is a direct correlation. The food supply has been weaponized. The things you put in your mouth every day are not designed to fuel you. They are designed to slowly kill you. Just slowly enough that you remain a profitable customer for the pharmaceutical industry for decades. You are being poisoned, one bite at a time. To understand the poisoning, we must define what food actually is. Real food rots. If you leave meat, fruit, or vegetables on the counter, bacteria will eat it because it is full of life and energy. But look at a fast food burger or a processed snack cake. You can leave it on a shelf for years and it will not rot. Even the bacteria and mold want nothing to do with it. If the bacteria won't eat it, why are you? We have replaced biological food with edible food-like substances. These are industrial concoctions made of refined wheat, corn syrup, seed oils, and synthetic preservatives. They are engineered in laboratories, not grown in fields. The human body, which evolved over millions of years to process natural animal and plant matter, does not know what to do with these foreign chemicals. When you eat them, your body enters a state of chronic inflammation. Your immune system attacks your own tissues because it recognizes the food as an invader. This inflammation is the root cause of almost every modern disease, from depression to Alzheimer's. You're not just eating, you're engaging in chemical warfare against your own biology. The food giants, companies like Nestle, Kellogg's, and General Mills, do not hire chefs to make their food. They hire addiction scientists. They use MRI machines to study the human brain's response to different combinations of sugar, salt, and fat. Their goal is to find the bliss point, the exact mathematical combination of ingredients that overrides your brain's stop signal. When you eat a steak or an apple, your body sends a hormone called leptin to your brain to tell you, I am full. But processed food is engineered to bypass this signal. It is designed to be hyper-palatable. This is why you cannot eat just one chip. This is why you feel hungry an hour after eating a massive meal of junk. It is not a lack of willpower on your part. It is biological hacking on their part. They have hijacked your dopamine receptors in the exact same way a drug dealer hooks a client on heroin. They know that if they can get you addicted to their product as a child, they own you for life. They are not in the business of feeding people. They are in the business of creating addicts. Perhaps the greatest lie ever told to the public was the demonization of natural fats and the introduction of industrial seed oils. For thousands of years, humans cooked with butter, lard, tallow, and olive oil. These are natural fats that our bodies need for brain function and hormone production. But in the early 20th century, industrial waste products from the cotton and corn industries, oils that were originally used to lubricate machine engines, were rebranded as food. Companies like Procter & Gamble realized they could take this toxic sludge, bleach it, deodorize it, and sell it to humans as Crisco and vegetable oil. To sell this trash, they had to destroy the reputation of real animal fats. They paid scientists and influenced government guidelines to tell you that saturated fat causes heart attacks. It was a lie. Since we switched from butter to seed oils, soybean, canola, corn oil, heart disease has tripled. These oils are unstable. When heated, they oxidize and release toxins inside your body that destroy your cell membranes. Every fried food, every salad dressing, every processed snack is loaded with these industrial lubricants. You are essentially lubricating your veins with engine oil and wondering why your heart is failing. While they were telling you to avoid fat, they were quietly pumping everything full of sugar. In the 1960s, the sugar industry paid scientists at Harvard to shift the blame for heart disease away from sugar and onto fat. This single act of bribery changed the dietary guidelines of the entire world. The low-fat craze began, but when you take the fat out of food, it tastes like cardboard. So, to make it edible, they replaced the fat with massive amounts of high fructose corn syrup. This is a synthetic sugar that is metabolized directly by the liver, turning instantly into visceral fat. It spikes your insulin, leads to insulin resistance, and eventually type 2 diabetes. Today, sugar is hidden in everything: bread, pasta sauce, yogurt, even health bars. We are creating a generation of diabetics. Alzheimer's is now being called type 3 diabetes because the brain becomes insulin resistant. from a lifetime of sugar abuse. They told you fat would kill you, so you stopped eating the thing that builds your brain, fat, and started eating the thing that destroys it, sugar. Now we must look at the financial motivation. Who benefits from a sick population? Follow the money. The largest shareholders of the massive food companies, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Kraft, are investment firms like BlackRock and Vanguard. Now, look at the largest shareholders of the massive pharmaceutical companies, Pfizer, Moderna, Merck. It is the same names, BlackRock and Vanguard. This is the sick loop. They profit when you buy the poison, and they profit again when you buy the cure. A healthy person is a terrible customer for the pharmaceutical industry. A dead person is also a bad customer. The ideal customer is someone who is chronically ill, someone who is alive but needs a pill every day just to function. If everyone started eating real food, the trillion-dollar statin, insulin, and antidepressant industries would collapse overnight. The economy relies on your sickness. The GDP grows when you get cancer. Chemotherapy is expensive. The GDP grows when you get diabetes. Your health is a direct threat to their bottom line. You might ask, where's the government? Why doesn't the FDA stop this? You are operating under the false assumption that the regulatory agencies are there to protect you. They are not. They are there to protect the industries. There is a revolving door between the FDA and the food corporations. The people writing the food pyramid are the same people who worked as executives for Monsanto and Kellogg's. Look at the heart check mark you see on cereal boxes. That seal is bought and paid for. You will see Lucky Charms cereal, which is pure sugar and dye, labeled as heart healthy, while steak and eggs are labeled as dangerous. The USDA food pyramid is not a nutritional guide. It is a marketing lobby for the grain and corn industries. They told you to eat 6 stocked 11 servings of grains a day, essentially telling you to eat like a cow being fattened for slaughter. And that is exactly what happened. America got fat. Trusting the government with your diet is like trusting a wolf to watch the sheep. But the war is not just about what is on the shelves. It is about who controls the source. There is a coordinated attack on independent farmers and ranchers. Across the globe, governments are introducing regulations to make it impossible for small farmers to survive, forcing them to sell their land to mega corporations. Why? Because they want to centralize the food supply. If you control the food, you control the people. The future they are pushing is dystopian. They are heavily investing in lab-grown meat and insect protein. They want to take away natural, nutrient-dense meat, which has sustained humanity for eternity, and replace it with a patented, hyper-processed sludge made in a factory. They tell you it is for climate change. This is the moral cover for a corporate takeover. Real regenerative farming actually heals the soil. Monocrop industrial farming destroys it. They don't care about the planet. They care about the patent. You cannot patent a cow, but you can patent a synthetic meat substitute. They want a world where you are dependent on their factory for every calorie you consume. The physical consequences of this toxic diet go beyond just obesity. We are witnessing a biological collapse. Testosterone levels in men have dropped by 50% in the last 50 years. Sperm counts are plummeting. Infertility is skyrocketing. Why? Because our food is laden with endocrine disruptors. Plastics, pesticides like atrazine, glyphosate, and soy products act as estrogen mimics in the body. They are chemically castrating the population. A population of weak, depressed, hormonal, and infertile men is a population that cannot fight back. It is a population that has no drive, no aggression, and no will to power. This is the ultimate form of control. By destroying the hormonal health of the citizenry, they ensure that there will be no revolution. You're too tired, too sick, and too sedated to care about your freedom. The war on food is a war on masculinity and fertility itself. The picture is bleak, but the door to the cage is open. You do not have to participate in this experiment. You can opt out. The solution is simple, but it requires rebellion. Stop eating anything that has a TV commercial. Real food doesn't need a marketing budget. An apple doesn't have an ingredients list. Steak doesn't have a logo. Return to the diet of your ancestors. Eat single-ingredient foods. Cook your own meals. Buy from local farmers who you can look in the eye. When you give your money to a local rancher instead of a multinational corporation, you're striking a blow against the system. Reclaim your health. When you stop eating the poison, the brain fog lifts. The energy returns. The depression fades. You become dangerous again because you become capable. Cooking your own food is a revolutionary act. Growing your own food is an act of war against the system. They want you weak, sick, and dependent. Defy them by becoming strong, healthy, and free. The war is on your plate. Choose your side.